Hello, welcome back to more of my moped. This is the exhaust I put on last time.
Let it warm up and then I'm gonna tighten this.
Forgot to show it, but I let it warm up and tighten those just to make sure I had a good seal. But that's not what I'm worried about today because I already done this. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing two things today. I'm going to be replacing this airbox. The tubing in that was broken, so I got new tubing I'm going to replace it with, and that's that one. Then I'm also going to be changing the jets on my moped to work better with my exhaust. So let's get started. See, this is what broke.
We actually saw this off so it gets better airflow. So I'm gonna cut mine.
Don't judge how I cut it. It's all I had on me, so I made it work. So while I was doing this, one of my friends actually found me and started talking to me, so.
A little junior mechanic.
Yeah,
Recording?
yeah, but I can cut it.
I'm doing TEM because it's engineering.
This is engineering. Engines are engineering.
You want to listen to how it sounds?
It like goes pop, 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 and you can feel it. Put your hand here. You can feel the back pressure. It's much more. It's much more like it's good. Yes. Yes.
And now on to the main jets. I actually had to wait till later, so I did it at night.
Okay, I'm taking. Oh shoot, I didn't think about this. I was gonna take the carb off, but I also, yeah. Cool. I'll be back.
So that first part I just took out my carburetor, detached it from the airbox, and then I actually like separated the whole carburetor from the throttle cable. Took that little spring load system out, so now I could actually work on the carburetor itself.
These are my new jets. Let's open this guy up.
So yeah, that black piece, that's the fuel reservoir. So that's where all the fuel sits in the carburetor. And now I'm taking apart my main jet, which is, currently it's a 55 main jet that's on there.
So what I just took out was the main jet. This should be the pilot. Pilot jet, main jet. And then this is the main jet where it came from here. This is a 55. Now let's go up.
So just to overshoot, I upsized it from a 55 to a 65 main jet. And that's a pretty big jump. But I wanted to overshoot it, so apparently what's supposed to happen is supposed to make this 4-stroke sound. I don't know what that is, but it's supposed to make that sound, and when it makes that sound, that will signal to me that it's getting too much gas to the engine when you've got the throttle down, and it will be a little laggy. It will not be as responsive. So that means I'll have to downjet from there until I get peak performance and it sounds great. So that's the idea. That's what I'm aiming to go for. And from what I understand and looked up, that's how it works. So I'm just putting it back together and then I'm going to see if this works. Cool. Yeah, so my setup's not that good. It's gonna shake a lot on here. Cause yeah, the frame is plastic, and so not the main frame, but a lot of parts of the frame is plastic, so there's a lot of vibration. That's what you're gonna start to hear now. So yeah, I drove it around town. I found max speed was peaking about 39 miles per hour, but it would take so long to accelerate. That's just because my sprocket changed, because I went from that 32 tooth to a 22. I get no acceleration, yeah, and I need to replace my brakes. But yeah, like right here you can see that it's going fairly slow and not accelerating super fast. And it takes about 30 seconds to get up to that max speed of 39 miles per hour. Just because I downsized the sprockets. So now I can go faster, but I get very, very little acceleration. That's fine. A lot of South Dakota's flat, so it works. And now here, like, I didn't have any problems driving it, but the more I rode it, I started to realize in here that the 65 main jet was way too big. So I started working on it again. And I had to take everything apart, take the carburetor apart, and I slowly started downsizing. And the last one I ended up on was a 58. And so that's what you see here. And now, that is done. One final test ride awaits. Yeah, this is how I start it. That's the key switch, and then I'm priming it. And I also forgot I have my petcock that it was set to off, so there's no fuel going to the engine, so I had to turn it back on. Now I just have to put gas in it, and I'm gonna run it. The 58 was so much better. I definitely overshot it with the 65, because like I was saying, I had some problems running with the 65 main jet after I was running it for a while, and especially at like full throttle for 5-6 minutes, just hard on the throttle. It would get overloaded with gas, and then it would just shut down and stop. At least on that was on the 65 jet. And so I had a few times where I had to walk it back because the engine was flooded and I didn't have time, so I just had to walk my moped back because it would just not start. And then I'd wait 30 minutes and then start it again, and oh, it works. So I was just flooding the engine way too much. But with the 58 jet that I have now, it's been working very well. The only thing I've had to do is adjust the fuel mixture and then the air screw mixture ratios when it gets a little colder, because Rapid City tends to fluctuate in temperatures. One morning it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, then the maximum in middle day is 60 or 70 degrees. The 58 main jet was the way to go. Like the 55 was a little too small, and the 58 made it work just perfectly with my exhaust. So I believe that's all the moped adventures I'm gonna have for now while I pack it up for the winter. I'll use it a little bit because here and there's some nice days in winter in Rapid City, but I think it's done for now, basically.